Alrighty, welcome back. We got back today. Haven't done this day yet in the new program because last week I was away, and then the week before that I only done half the week. Much to my surprise, or anyone's surprise, I didn't record last week when I was away. I just more took it as just a week off, and even if I did go to the gym, I pretty much just had no time. So that's alright. It's sometimes good just to take a week off and kind of force your body to reset. So it wasn't kind of that bad. Kind of like what I said before. If it does end up being a week off, that's not the worst thing to happen. Because you have a rest on the weekend, but sometimes it doesn't end up being a rest. Still go to the gym or go for a walk or do something. So body's kind of is never really stationary, not doing anything. So to kind of force myself to take that week off and really let my body just do nothing, just chill, just relax. Still keep within my diet, so I'm not blowing that out of proportion. But my body physically is just kind of sleeping, it's resting, it's still getting up and doing something, but not as strenuous as going to the gym. Then I still think that can be a good thing. So I've had that week off, and now it's time to get back into it, get back into the grind. Did my walk this morning and adjusted it like I kind of was going to, and what I talked about last week, which was Monday and Fridays, increasing up to an hour plus doing my walk or doing my cardio. So I did that this morning, did hour and 5. That felt good, and I was only contingent on the time because I needed to get back for work. So if I can try and get up earlier, be more strict with when I get up, that time can increase. Then Tuesday to Thursdays, that will kind of be my strict kind of that 45-minute cardio, and then straight into abs. So going to start that this week. Felt good this morning. I forgot my AirPods, so I was stuck watching YouTube video with captions on. So that wasn't fun. But if I did have my headphones, it'd be a lot better. I can watch my show. And it would have been a lot more enjoyable, but is what it is. Excited for this week. Should be able to get a full weekend of doing the new program. But from last week, managed to get a hamstring, chest and quad day in. It's a 2-leg day and 1 upper. Hammies went really well. Looking back at the footage from editing not that long ago, I can see there's some work that needs to be done on my form, particularly with just a lot of the exercise I'm doing on the leg curl machine. I'm sitting up so that way I can get a more range of motion and kind of putting a bit more stress on my hamstrings. But I need to bring the seat up accordingly because my butt comes off a lot, and my back comes up a lot. So adjusting that. Chest went pretty well, no complaints there. It was pretty good on chest. Quads was good. Went up to 150, which is really good. Did that for reps and got some good solid depth, so still happy with that. Happy with how the day went, but from memory I was chatting a lot, so I did have big breaks in between in some sets, but that's alright. Definitely happy with the amount of weight for the leg press straight after squats. Can slowly build that up, and then probably once I start maxing the machine again, then I'll start going on to the 45 and do the plate squats. But we'll see where that ends up. If it ends up towards the end of the program, there might not be a solid reason as to why to include them, but we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes when that time comes. excited for the rest of this week. So got back today, and then the days that I normally work out in the muscle groups assigned to them will stay the same, except for shoulders on Tuesday. So tomorrow it'll be arms, so it'll be back, so just back with a tiny bit of forearms at the end, and then tomorrow instead of shoulders will be arms, so just basically just going like tries, bis, tries, bis, tries, bis, and just flicking between those. Then so that's in replacing of shoulders, and then after that pure hamstrings, then pure chest, and then pure quads. So looking forward to it. And then weekend is pretty much for cardio or a quick shoulders. So if I do go on the weekend, I can do that. Weekends mainly just for doing extra cardio, but if I want to fit in a shoulder day, I can. So we'll see how this new program goes, play it by ear. Starting up sport again on Monday nights, so obviously this being a Monday, I'm not playing tonight, playing the following week. So that should be fun. That should be a fun little thing to do. Not sure how cardio intensive it's going to be, but it is doing something extra, so I'll be looking forward to that. It'll be fun when that starts up, and that goes for quite some time, probably 24 weeks. So it should be interesting. See how we go for that one. Other than that, everything's going good. Just back into the swing of things, and kept the diet pretty good while I was away last week. Didn't spike my calories up too much, so kept them pretty good. Stayed pretty hungry, so just ate when I needed to, but not too much. So it was good, because sometimes on these trips, you have the tendency to blow your diet away and just start eating like shit. So it was good that I still kept strict to it. Wasn't counting as such, but being honest with myself, it wasn't. I was doing it pretty well, I reckon, for a trip like this. Happy with everything. See how the week goes. I'll probably just leave it here, and I'll catch you when we start smashing out some back. So I'll see you then.
valuable site. Please make sure to have your phone, keys and wallet with you, not anything else.
slight forearms are done. It was a good session today. Felt really good, went nice and quick, which was good. Pretty much just did what I'd normally do for back day, where first exercise, warm up with a set and then go into 3 working sets, and then from then on all the exercises jump straight to working sets. Don't need to warm up and waste time. So I did that for all of them. They all felt really good. The normal kind of lat pull-downs definitely need to work on a bit, just because I haven't done them with a straight bar in a while, but it still felt good and felt nice to use the straps just to take one of the kind of movements off my mind. Didn't need to worry about my grip or anything like that, so that was nice. Probably need to go slightly wider, so like the kind of triangle bit, like the hinge of the before it goes down, sitting kind of directly in my palm. So I could probably adjust so that way my grip's doing that. Other than that, the Iso cable rows went really well. It was nice to do them. Just got to focus on how I'm pulling it, because on that second set I noticed in my left arm that instead of kind of pulling, like keeping tension in my lats and then pulling and trying to tense the muscle, I ended up almost doing like a bicep curl with the cable. So I was like, why isn't my back activating? And I noticed after the 4th or 5th rep that my buys were dying, and then that's when I realized I was pretty much just doing a cable curl. So got to probably drop the seat down a bit to prevent that from happening, but I'll do that for next week. I was meant to do the plate loaded row, but seems like that was quite the popular machine today, so unfortunately I had to skip it. That's right, still got to do my single arm cable rows, which went really well. Kept the strength from my previous program, so I don't foresee that one going up unless my grip strength manages to skyrocket or I decide to use a handle. But I like just using the ball just to focus on grip. That means I can't just blast the weight up either. I've got to really focus on the weight and really kind of slow the movement down and try and pause at the bottom and really tense the shit out of my lats. So that went well, and then end on forearms. I need to remind myself that kind of the best way for me to do these forearm curls is pretty much just back to back to back sets, because they, for me at least, I find they recover really quickly if you give them too long of a rest, and that's what I kind of did. I pretty much need to give them like 20 to 30 seconds and then straight into the next one. They don't need heaps of rest, they just need like a little breather and then just smash them out again. I forgot that from last time, because if you get, as I said, if you give them too long of a rest, what ends up happening is that you're not, like the blood flow, you just want to keep the blood flow pumping, because it's such a short muscle, but it just recovers pretty quick. So you just really need to isolate it and just really target it as much as you can, just really tense. I find that's what works. If I give it too much of a rest, it's similar to how I approach calves. If I give them too much rest in between sets, I walk out into my car and I feel like as if I hadn't done calves. Whereas today, like, my forearms are still pumped and my fingers just kind of hurt tensing because they're activating my forearm muscles. So that's when I know that I gave those kind of final 2 sets the best cool down period, which was pretty much nothing, because now they're super fried and super burning. So that's what I reckon is probably the best way of doing it. Might have a different solution, but that's what I've found in terms of how the muscle feels both after the sets, in the car, and the next day. I find is the best way to really burn and target the muscle. But if you have a different reasoning, let me know. I'm more than happy to hear it. That's what I've just found in terms of just doing it. I don't know the kind of research or science behind it. I just lift weight. I just do what feels good and change it based on how it feels and how the muscles react to it, to certain exercises, certain lifts. So let me know if my reasoning's on track or not, because I'd be more than happy to hear feedback on that. Yeah, I'll leave it here. We've got arms tomorrow, so it's going to be an interesting day. I think it's going to be a long one, but like I said before, I think, you know, those first 2 exercises because pretty much just goes bis, tries, and so on. So that first tricep and bicep exercise, I will do 4 sets of warm up to working to make sure the muscles got good blood flow, you know, everything's moving nicely, and then from then on, all the other exercises just going to be 3 pure working sets, really bump the weight up and try and gas out my arms as much as possible. That's the idea. Put into practice, but we'll adjust accordingly, because I haven't done a full dedicated arm day in a very long time, but it's an area that I want to grow. You know, I want it to match the physique, so that's why I'm, you know, wanting to do kind of a dedicated arm day. Yeah, we'll see how that rolls out. Yeah, until then, I'll leave it here. Stay well, go to the gym, do cardio, and I will catch you tomorrow when we're on our way to the gym and we'll smash out some fucking arms. So I will see you then.